Hello guys and welcome, it is ThatSrb2DUDE here today bringing you yet another Splatoon 2 video. Today we are going to be going through the 4th episode of how do we get into the Splatoon 2 competitive scene. And in this episode we are going to be going through how we go about getting ourselves into tournaments. Now of course throughout all these episodes I've been directing you guys to go to the Inkopolis Crosswalk because basically everything you need is within the server in terms of competitive Splatoon. So starting off in the Inkopolis Crosswalk, we have a number of channels, and thankfully they have a channel that is listed as tournaments. Now you have a large range of different tournaments, some that happen very frequently and some not so frequently, some very major tournaments, and also some if you are just starting out into Splatoon 2 competitive. So thankfully in the Inkopolis Crosswalk, this has all been listed. So at the top of the page right here, we have our beginner level tournaments, one of which is called the Squid Spawning Grounds, another one called the Fresh Start Cup, and of course the New Teams International Cup. Now these three tournaments are great ways to get your foot in there into some competitive Splatoon, facing off other teams and trying to be the very best within these tournaments. Now joining a server like this is a great way to get some experience when you are trying to, become better, and also just a good way to get used to how tournaments work in Splatoon 2. Now I don't feel like I need to baby you guys too much when it comes to actually playing in a tournament, because realistically you're going in to play Splatoon 2 and with the team that you made and the team that you've practiced with probably. So really, the only thing I really need to tell you is just how do you even sign up for tournaments like this. So when it comes to actually joining in a tournament Discord or anything like that, the majority of the time you'll find sign-ups and registrations and all that jazz all in the announcements channel. Now, of course, the same tournament would not happen absolutely every single day. Like, it's not realistic for that to happen. So this is why I recommend you guys to join a majority of the tournament discords that apply to you. So, of course, if you're starting in the beginner level, make sure you join all of these tournaments. And then when they come around, get into it. Go into the announcements channel or the info channel, whichever one of them there are, or just check the rule sets in general, because all these things are most likely to have sign-ups and when the tournament's starting and all of that stuff. If you have any more questions about certain tournaments, then I recommend of course you ask the staff, which are probably going to be listed at the very top right of the Discord. So if you're a new team and you're just starting out into Splatoon 2 competitive and want a little bit more experience, then I would highly suggest that you start in the beginner level tournaments to see how you like it. And as you get that experience, once you feel you are ready, then I say start moving down and check out some of the more frequent tournaments. So here we got 7 different tournaments that happen very, very frequently. Black and Spoon is probably one of the most popular weekday tournaments. I'm not too sure like what specific weekday it is. Like sometimes it's Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, or it could be really any of them. Really, I think it just depends on how it is, but that's a very, very frequent tournament, so highly suggest that you go check out that. Unfortunately, it's not EU friendly, so if you are from, I guess, the EU or any other side of the right side of the world, you're probably going to have to wake up extremely early for it. I'm talking about 1 AM, 2 AM, 3 AM, whichever. But if you live in America, Brazil, Mexico, all them places, then this is a great frequent tournament for you on a weekday. You also got a bunch of other ones like Casual Fridays, Sea Scraper, 4v4 Sundays, Rushdown Tuesdays, Saturday Morning Coffee, and Splashdown Saturdays. I'm pretty sure the majority of you guys can kind of tell when those days are. I mean, Casual Fridays is on Fridays, Tuesdays, Rushdown Tuesdays, Sunday, Saturday, and Sea Scraper. Actually, I'm not even too sure when this one starts, but I would think that it might start on a weekend or something. So basically all these tournaments are really great ways of getting yourself into the tournament scene of Splatoon 2, and I highly recommend that you join all of them if you are interested of getting yourself more into the tournament scene. We also have some organizations that host some of the more major tournaments, known as, I guess, Squidboards, which is like a bi-monthly tournament. Happens about, I guess, 6 times a year. And it's definitely one of the more bigger tournaments from within the scene. As you can see, there's 5,000 people already inside it. You also got Endgame TV's Discord, which is mainly for Splatoon LAN, so of course LAN's offline events. The majority of endgame TV's LANs are huge, so if you're definitely wanting to get into the offline scene of things, hit up Endgame TV's Discord. Great place. They also do online events as well, which again are huge, biggest in the scene, I must say. Inkstorm happens every now and again, and they usually come with the biggest prizes within Splatoon 2's tournament scene. We also have leagues and ladders, so Looty, definitely one of the biggest online leagues for Splatoon 2 competitive. So I'd highly recommend that you go check out this place as well. Of course, leagues and ladders happen every now and again, so probably at the time of me making this video, it's probably not like live at this point, but when it is, you know what to do. We also have Sendel's Tournaments, which is one of my current teammates, of course. He does some tournaments every now and again, and some ladders as well, so definitely recommend you check out this place as well. And of course, scrolling down, we have Off the Dial, Off the Hook Showdown, Sendel's Tournaments again, ESL Splatoon. And at the very bottom of the page, we got some more regional tournaments. The CNS Splatoon, which is for Latin America. French Battle, which is for, of course, France. We got the Tenta Tourney for, again, France. I must say, this one is huge. The French scene for Splatoon competitive is very, very big, and it continues to grow. So especially if you are from France and would like to get into the French scene of things, this one is definitely one I would highly suggest. And at the very last one, of course, we got Splatoon League Germany, obviously for German Splatoon people. Now, we got this huge list of tournaments, and of course, all of them require you to have a Splatoon 2 team, except for one. Now, this is a tournament that I deliberately left for last, because this is a free agents tournament, meaning that if you do not have a Splatoon team, you can still join in this tournament. It basically is called Extravaganza, but this is a great tournament to still compete if you do not have a Splatoon team. And it can also acquaint you with other people that aren't particularly in Splatoon teams to actually then form a team after the tournament. Of course, that is entirely up to your decision if you want that to be a thing, but it's definitely a good way to get yourself into the tournament scene if you are still struggling to actually get yourself on a team. So highly recommend that you go check out Extravaganza. Now, with all of this being said, this is pretty much where you can find all the tournaments. All in the Inkopolis Crosswalk, and it's been labeled easy for you. And yeah, it's just a thing of you guys just gotta get in there and start joining in some of these tournaments, because they happen very frequently at this point. Now, even though I've said before, the Squidboard forum isn't, I guess, the greatest place for the most traffic, seeing if anybody actually has discussions here and stuff like that. I guess forums in general are kind of outdated because of Discord. But Squidboards is also a great place to know when upcoming events happen, as they have it labeled in the front page of their website. So as you can see right here, for the upcoming events, this is what's happening this week. So of course we got the Fresh Start Cup October edition, one of the beginner level tournaments, which I've already mentioned, and we've also got the offshore tournaments. I'm actually not too sure what this one is, but of course it's just another tournament. So, you know, Squidboards in general have been really, really good with keeping up to date which events are actually happening within the Splatoon scene. So I would still highly recommend that you check this out when you want to know what's happening this week, and of course when you want to know what's happening in a month's time. So, with all that being said, that's pretty much everywhere you can search for when tournaments are happening. I hope this video is informative. Make sure you join in the Inkopolis Crosswalk, because it literally has everything for you. We have tournaments, we have all websites listed, we literally have every Splatoon 2 Discord and community listed. If you're looking to practice in Scrim, we have all of those listed. And of course, if you're looking for some competitive Splatoon content, we have all of that listed with all the Twitch channels and YouTubers that do competitive Splatoon. So again, with all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please, if you did, please like, favorite, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch, both in the description below. Do it for both if you're feeling generous. And as always, guys, this has been ThatSrb2DUDE, and I shall see you guys in a future video.